Hey, my name is Yasmina and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little different. I had an idea. Oh no. I have these little dice games called Rory's Story Cubes. And I have three kinds. This is Fantasia with fantasy elements. This one is mystery with mystery elements. This one is called Heroes. And the idea is that these six-sided die all have a little illustration on them, and the idea of the actual dice game is you roll them and then you kind of make up a little story based on the images that you have rolled. But I had these and I thought, what if I would pick my TBR, my reading TBR, by rolling these and trying to figure out a book that matches what I roll. This is very much an experiment. I have no idea if this is going to work, but I'm gonna mix all of these three dice cube sets and then roll. I'm not sure how many. They say 9, but I feel like 9 images would be kind of a lot to try to match with something. So I think I'm gonna go from between 3 and 5. I have another camera here that is going to record my rolls just so you can see them better. And yeah, I'm then going to pick some books to read in the near future. I do not do well with TBRs. I am very much a mood-based reader, so I'm not gonna do a lot. I'm gonna do, again, between 3 or 5 books. We'll see how it goes. If it's too difficult to find books that match the cubes, then maybe I'll just do 3. But I think it's going to be difficult because, obviously I've not read these books that I'm going to pick, so it'll be hard to find elements that match from the very limited information I have about most of these books. I'm gonna show you a bit of a close-up on what these dice look like, because I think they're very pretty. Okay, so I have these 3. So this is the Fantasia set. This is a little bit of what they look like, but of course there's 6 sides to each, so that's one set. Then this one is called a mystery. So there's a lot of, murders and hidden treasures and love? I'm not sure, but this is a bit of what these look like. And then the last one I have is called Heroes. This is how this looks like. And this is all of them here. So there is a lot of dice here. And honestly, I think this is going to be really tricky, but I'm going to give it a try. I think let's start easy and let's start with 3. Can't find a dice bag, but I do have this. Let's see what Story Cube dice think I should read next. This is so not ASMR. This is the opposite of ASMR. Okay, 1. You will see it before I see it. 2, 3. Okay, this is what I picked out. What is this? Maybe that's inquisitive or confused, so some kind of confusing element to the plot. And this kind of looks like a guy standing on a pile of bodies or skulls to me with a little sword, in a sort of victorious pose. That means in my head war, or a big fight that is relevant to the plot of the book. And finally, we have a little movie roll. So, what am I supposed to do with this? This is this is weird. I think this is a bit of a stretch, but I have an idea. Hear me out. I have chosen The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan, the first book in the Wheel of Time series. So I have no idea if this book actually involves war. I do know that it's an epic fantasy series spanning 12 or 13 books. So at some point, surely there must be a big fight or war going on. There's a dude with swords on a horse. So this little guy has a sword on a massive pile of bodies. I'm sure this guy will eventually hold up a sword on a big pile of bodies. And the reason I chose this is because this is going to be turned into an Amazon Prime show this year. And then Confused Face, or Inquisitive Face, because I assume, again, that there will be some kind of political intrigue or some kind of mystery involved in this. Again, it's an epic fantasy series. It's a classic epic fantasy series, so I assume there's going to be elements of this. Yeah, and anyway, it's a series that I've been planning on starting for the longest time. To be honest, I'm a little bit intimidated by it, but I think maybe it's time. I think it's time I finally read The Wheel of Time, so thank you, Weird Story Cubes. Alright, let's pick another one. We'll do another 3, and then 1 5, and then see. You will see it before I will. Okay, so this is what I pulled out. This is a dude, like, peering at the corner, like, trying to sneak some I think this might mean, like, a no-go zone. So somewhere dangerous, something dangerous, like a land or zone that you should not go into, but clearly this dude definitely is going to go in this no-go zone. And then someone getting superpowers, I guess, or, like, you know, being electrocuted. We'll go with a character coming to some power. So, like, gaining some power of a supernatural or magical element, right? Stay with me, yes. Then some kind of forbidden element to the story. So a forbidden land or area that they cannot go to. And then them clearly going to that area and trying to sneak in. Okay, I think that works. Yeah, I think that works. The problem is, what book do I have on my TBR that matches that? I'm gonna have to start reading the backs of some of these books because I have no idea. I think I found one. Now, obviously, all of these might be a stretch, and if you've read any of these books, you're probably, like, rolling your eyes thinking, that's not about that. But anyway, I think that The Fallen Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes fits because the back says, 3 kingdoms battle for power. A princess must journey into enemy territory, a forbidden place or a dangerous place, in search of a magic long thought extinct. A rebel becomes the leader of a bloody revolution, and a sorceress discovers the truth about the supernatural legacy she is destined to wield. I think this fits. It has all of these elements. I'm sure the characters will have to sneak around at some point in this book, so I think this works. I know this is a YA fantasy series. This is the first book, and at the time I know it was compared to Song of Ice and Fire, so like the YA version of that. I don't know. I was just interested to see if it was good. Yeah, it says perfect for fans of Game of Thrones. Anyway, that'll be my second read. For the last book, this is gonna be hard. I'm gonna try to find 5 dice and find a book that matches all 5. Oh god, what am I doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is what we have. So we have a horse, some kind of game, person in a void falling, I don't know, a jester hat. I don't know what this is. Like, you know what, I'll pick it up on because I have no idea what that, like, even is. An old wise wizard. Perfect. Alright, so we have to find something that involves a horse, a game, a jester, a wizard, a person in a void. A very magical. This is clearly a very magical world with some kind of element of competition maybe, and maybe some travel on horseback, and of course, you know, your typical wizard and maybe a court jester. That would mean it takes place at a court. So something with royals, maybe, and some element of game. And then I'm sure the main character will go through a lot of trouble, and they will at some point maybe look like this. That's where I'm going with this. All right, let's see. There's a court. The main character disguises as a man, maybe a wizard. She travels. And it says there's a competition. I think this might be the one. She has to sew 3 magic gowns for the Emperor's bride to be, accompanied by the mysterious court enchanter. Alright, I think this is it. I think I'm gonna choose Spin the Dawn by Elizabeth Lim. It has an element of competition, it has an element of travel, literally says she travels to the Summer Palace. There is an actual court, it mentions the word court, and a mysterious court enchanter, so that could honestly work for both the jester hat and the wizard, although I'm sure there is gonna be another kind of wizard. And of course, I'm sure Maya, the main character, will face a lot of challenges. So I think this works. I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna go with that. This is a lot harder than I thought, so I'm gonna just stop there. So I have picked 3 books to read in the vaguely near future. I'm not gonna give myself a timeline because that never works out. But let's review. So we have The Eye of the World, the first book, and the Wheel of Time series. Yay! We have Falling Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes, the YA Game of Thrones. Let's hope they don't turn that into a series and then make it to season 8. Anyway, and the last one we have Spin the Dawn by Elizabeth Lim. A very interesting sounding story for sure. So they're all fantasy, what a surprise. I mean, there's a lot of fantasy elements, of course, to these cubes, so and that's fine because that's essentially most of what I read anyway. So yes, these are the 3 books that the story cubes have picked out for me to read, and I'll definitely let you know how it went. And yeah, if you liked this video, I can definitely do it again, or maybe I can find different ways to use these story cubes, connect them to books. Maybe I can do the same thing again, but instead of picking a TBR, actually picking books to recommend to you guys, because then obviously I would know more about the actual plot of the books that I'm going to talk about. So maybe I'll do that next, like recommending books based on story dice cubes. I'm sure they're fun to play like as an actual sort of dice game, you know, with people, friends. Who has those, right? But you know, I'm just gonna play it by myself with books. So yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching. Do let me know what is a book you have on your TBR that you're very excited to read. And yeah, I'm gonna go and start reading these books, but not right now. At some point. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time in a new video. Bye!